All right. The next calculation that we are going to do is area calculation. Is what? Area calculation. But before we start with how we calculate our area, the first thing that we have to know is what is our formula for calculating the area. Normally, on your paper, on Mapwork, they give you length times breadth. Okay. But this is the formula that you're supposed to use when you're calculating your area, which is your length times scale times breadth times scale. This is the formula that you're supposed to use when you're calculating your area. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to say a few words about the scale of between these two maps, because obviously when you're calculating your area, you're supposed to make use of the scale of the map where you're supposed to calculate your area. Okay, so the first thing that you're supposed to know is this is your orthophoto map. What is the scale? Yes, 10,000 watt. This is in centimeter, remember. This one is 1:50,000. Remember, this is also in centimeter. So what I usually do is I make sure that I convert, sorry, no, this is 5,000. Let me just put, okay. I'll make sure that I convert all my scales into kilometers and also into meters, so that whenever I'm going to be asked to calculate the area, they can ask you to be, ask for the area to be in square kilometers or to be in square meters. So I have to be, make sure that I've got the right figure so that I don't confuse myself. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to convert my centimeters to meters. Now it's still the same scale, which is 1:50,000, but I'm going to change it into meters. So it means it's going to be 1/500 meters. Okay, here on my orthophoto is going to be 1/100 meters. Okay, I'm also going to change it into kilometers, which means, how did I get the 500 and the 100? Remember, in 1 meter, they are 100 centimeters. So what I've done is I have divided my 50,000 divided by 100. That's how I got the 500 meters. I've divided my 10,000 divided by 100. That's how I got my 100 meters. So now that I've converted into meters as well, I'm going to convert it as well into kilometers. I want to make my life easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say now it's 0.5. Remember, this is in kilometers. This is 1 is equal to 0.1. Remember, this is in kilometers. How did I get the 0.1 and 0.5? Remember, our 1 kilometer is equivalent to 100,000 centimeters. So what I've done is I have divided my 50,000 divided by 100,000. Okay, 100,000 is what I mean, zeros 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've divided my 50,000 by 100,000 to get the kilometers, which means I'm just going to count backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Means I'll end up with 0.5. That's how I got the 0.5. Same applies with my 10,000 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how I got my 0.1 and 0.5. I have converted it from centimeters into what? Into kilometers. Okay. So now that I have got this, scale of a topographical map, scale of an orthophoto map, both in centimeters, meters, and kilometers, centimeters, meters, and kilometers, it makes my life easier. I'm going to demonstrate of how you can calculate the area. I'm going to start by using to write my answer in square meters. Obviously, your area is supposed to be squared. Okay? Okay, let me talk about square centimeters. I can talk about square meters. I can talk about square kilometers. So the answer for your area is supposed to be squared. Okay, that's basically what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I'm going to calculate the area of the orthophoto map, shot on a topographical map. This is the area of the orthophoto. I'm close. This is the area of the orthophoto. You can see this is the area of the orthophoto that is shown on a topographical map. I'm going to calculate the area of that red square that is on the topographical map. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my ruler here. I'm going to measure from here up to there. You can see, if you look at our ruler, from 0, 1, 2, 3, I've got something like 3.7. I've got 3.7 there. I'm just going to record it here. 3.7. This is in centimeters. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to measure it from here up to there. You can see I've got from here up to there, I've got 4.2. I have 4.2 centimeters. So what I'm going to do now, from these two measurements that I have, the longest measurement is going to be my length, and the shortest is going to be my breadth. Okay, so I'm going to use these two. I'll go back now to my formula. What does my formula say? It says when I want to calculate my area, I'll say length times scale times breadth times scale. So I'm going to substitute now this formula. What is my length now? In this case, I want my answer to be in square. Let me say I want my answer to be in square meters. I'll also calculate in square kilometers. So I'll use my length, which is 4.2 centimeters multiplied by, remember, I want my answer to be in meters. I'm going to multiply it by 500. Remember, the area of the orthophoto map is on the topographical map, so I'm going to use the scale of the topographic map. Then I'll say multiply, what is my breadth? Is 3.7 centimeters multiplied by 500 meters as well. Okay, the only problem is my space. So I want you to take note of something. The first thing, make sure that the units of measurements are there. As you can see, this is my length. Unit of measurement is there. This is my scale. The unit of measurement is there. This is my breadth. The unit of measurement is there. This is my scale. The unit of measurement is there. It is very important that when you're calculating your area, you're supposed to include the unit of measurement. So if I'm going to do my calculations now, let me use a calculator. So I have got now, I want to calculate first 4.2 centimeters multiplied by 500. What is my answer there? You can see is 2,100. Okay, so I'm going to say my length now. Here is 2,100. Remember, it's in meters. Okay, multiplied by, what is my breadth now? I'm going to say 3.7 multiplied by 500 as well. What is going to be my answer? 1,815 meters. I want you to take note of something as well. If you've seen that, I have calculated my length and the unit of measurement is there. I've calculated my breadth and the unit of measurement is also there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going now to write the final answer. That is my area, which is supposed to be in square meters. So I'll say 2,100 multiplied by 1,850. Okay, what is going to be my answer? You can see there I have got 3,885,000. Remember, your answer is in square meters, which is 3,885,000 square meters. 3,885,000 square meters. So this is how you do it. Your formula, length times scale times breadth times scale. Then I have done my measurement using my ruler, and when I measured use my ruler, I've got these two sides. This one is 3.7 and that one is 4.2. So when I look at the measurements that I've done, I've come to the conclusion that my longest side is my length. My longest side is my length. Okay, L for length. My long side is my length. My shortest side is my breadth. Okay, so how am I supposed to do it now? This is how you do it now. This is the formula, length times scale times breadth times scale, which is your longest side is 4.2. 4.2 centimeters multiplied by 500 meters. Why am I using here? Because I have been asked to calculate the area of the orthophoto on the topographical map. So that's how I come up with 3,885,000 square meters. I'm going to do the same calculation, but now I want this answer to be in square kilometers. I'm going to calculate it in square kilometers. Okay. So what I'll do is I'm just going to rub off here. Okay. So what I'm going to do, the formula is still the same. But what I'm doing now, I want my answer, or I've been asked to write my answer in square kilometers. How am I going to calculate it now? I'm going to use the same 4.2 centimeters, centimeters multiplied by 0.5 kilometers. Why am I using 0.5? Because my answer is supposed to be in square kilometers. Okay, multiplied by, this is my length, multiplied by 3.7 centimeters multiplied by 0.5 kilometers. Okay, so if I'm going to calculate now my 4.2 multiplied by 0.05, what is my answer is 2.1. I'm going to get 2.1 what kilometers. Then I'll multiply. Then I'm just multiplying my breadth now is 3.7 multiplied by 0.5. What do I get there? I have 1.85 kilometers. Okay, if I calculate the two now, that is my length and my breadth. That is now 2.1 multiplied by 1.85. What is going to be my answer? My answer is 3.885. My answer is going to be 3.885. Obviously, my answer is supposed to be in square kilometers. I can round it off. Which means I can also round it off to the next number, whole number. I'll have 4 square kilometers. Or I can leave it at 3.9, whichever way I want it to be. So this is how you calculate your area. It's very easy, but you need just to make sure that when you are calculating your area, you know the formula, which is length times scale times breadth times scale. Then from there, you're also supposed to know that you write it with the correct units of measurement. Which means you have to know, if you are to calculate from here, what is it that you are going to use to calculate as your scale. So what I'm going to do another example. I'm going to calculate the area of the feature on the orthophoto on this map. I'm going to rub off this, then I'll calculate the area of the feature on the orthophoto as an example, just to make sure that you understand the concept. Okay, I'm rubbing off this now. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is, I've got the formula for the area, as you can see, is still there. So the first thing that I'm going to do is, I'm going to measure, come close, I'm going to measure, you can see the length of the longest side. I think you can see I've got something like 3 centimeters here. I'm going to record it, 3 centimeters. Okay, it is 3 centimeters. I'm going to do the same thing. Obviously, it's the longest one, so this is going to be my length. I'm going to record for the shortest side. You can see it's around, I'll put it at 2.2. Okay, my breadth is going to be 2.2 centimeters. So I'm calculating the area of this feature 6 on the orthophoto map. But I want you to take note of something. I'm going to use the orthophoto map, which means I'm going to write my answer. All right, let's be my answer. I'm supposed to calculate it in square meters, which means I'm going to use 100 meters as my scale. Okay, so it's going to be length, which is what is my length? 3 centimeters multiplied by, what is my scale? Obviously, I'm using the orthophoto. I've converted into meters. I'm going to multiply it by 100 meters. Then I'll have my breadth, which is 2.2 centimeters. Okay, centimeters, apologies. Multiplied by 100 meters. Shortage of my space, okay? So here now, if I say 3 centimeters by 100, I'm going to calculate so that you know how to do it. 3 multiplied by 100. What do I get? Here I've got 300 meters multiplied by, I'm going to do the same thing, 2.2 multiplied by 100. I'm going to get 220. I'll get 220. I'll get 220. I want you to take note of something. Can you see what I've done? I've got my length. I've multiplied it with the scale. I've got my length. I've multiplied with the scale. So here I've got 300. This have given me 220. So now I'm going to multiply my length and breadth now, which is 300 multiplied by 220. What do I get here? I've got 66,000. So I'm going to get 66,000. Remember, my answer is supposed to be square meters. It's 66,000 square meters. That would be my answer. Because I've been asked to write my answer or to calculate the area of this feature 6 on the orthophoto map in square meters. So that's how I'll do my calculation to get the area of this area 6 on the orthophoto map. This is how I will do it. Okay. So I'm going to calculate it also in kilometers so that you know how to do it. Okay. So I'm going to rub off here. I already have the measurements. The only thing that I've changed is the unit of measurement that I'm supposed to show. So here, the answer is supposed now to be in square kilometers. So what do I have? I look at the information that I have. Remember, I said my length, which is 3 centimeters. What is my scale? Remember, it's supposed to be in kilometers. What is the equivalent of my scale in kilometers? 0.1. So I'm going to say multiplied by 0.1 kilometer multiplied by my breadth multiplied by 0.1 what? Kilometers. So it means I have two. I have my length. I have my breadth. These are the two things that I have. So I'm going to do my calculations now. So I'll say now 3 multiplied by 0.1. What do I get? Okay, I'm going to get 0.3. So here I'm going to get what? 0.3 kilometers. Okay, then I'm also going to do the same thing. I'll multiply my breadth times the scale, 2.2 multiplied by 0.1. What do I get? I'm going to get 0.22. 0.22. Remember, these two are in kilometers. These two are in kilometers. You can see the unit of measurement, the scale, the unit of measurement, and the scale is indicated. I have multiplied these two. I have got 0.3 kilometers. I have multiplied these two. I have got 0.22 kilometers. Okay, now that I have got these two figures, I'm not going to leave it like this. I'm now going to calculate my answer now. 0.3 multiplied by 0.22. What is my answer? You can see now I've got 0.066. My answer is in square kilometers. That is 0.066. My answer is in square kilometers. This is how you calculate the area. It's very easy. You can get all the marks. You can get all the marks. You can get all the marks. I'm telling you, you can get all the marks. You can get a mark here, 1, get a mark here, get a mark there. Of course, you can get a mark there as well. You can get a mark there as well, which means from only the area calculation, you're having something like 5 marks. It's easy. You can do it. That's how you do it. Okay.